He told Helena to know her place. He said it in the hallway, the same hallway where, years earlier, her mother had mopped the floors in the middle of the night. He said it loudly, not as advice, as a warning. Some employees slowed their steps. Others pretended to check something on their phones, but no one walked away. Everyone heard. Helena was holding a folder of strategic reports against her chest. Her fingers turned white from the pressure. He stepped closer. It's amazing how some people rise too fast and forget where they came from. The sentence was calculated, cruel enough to wound, ambiguous enough to sound like an opinion. But he didn't stop. Everyone remembers your mother. She spent years cleaning these floors. Maybe you should know your place. It wasn't just humiliation. It was an attempt to put her back in a box, as if he were trying to drag her into the past. Helena grew up hearing the sound of a bucket being dragged at 5 in the morning. She watched her mother leave in a simple uniform and return with hands marked by cleaning chemicals. She saw exhaustion, but she never saw shame. Her mother used to say, "Honest work never diminishes anyone." Helena studied at night. She earned a partial scholarship, then a full one. She joined that same company as an intern. At first, she didn't tell anyone that she knew every hallway long before she had a badge. She knew where the storage rooms were. She knew which conference rooms were rarely used. She knew which elevator stalled on rainy days. But she didn't want to be remembered as the janitor's daughter. She wanted to be recognized for what she built, and she built it. She became an analyst in 2 years, a coordinator in 4, a manager before 30, always through numbers, always through results. But in that hallway, all of it was reduced to her origin. Some colleagues looked away, others exchanged uncomfortable glances. No one intervened. He crossed his arms, satisfied with the effect he had caused. What he didn't know was that the executive elevator had just opened behind them. The CEO was there. He had just returned from an external meeting. He heard the last sentence clearly. He heard the muffled laughter. He heard the contempt disguised as superiority. He didn't interrupt. He simply observed. Helena lifted her face slowly, her eyes steady. No tears, no trembling. "My place is wherever my work has put me." The answer was calm. No attack, no irony. And that was what unsettled him most. She walked past him, down the hallway with her posture straight, the same floor her mother had once polished. Now it reflected her image as a leader. That afternoon, the most important strategic meeting of the quarter would take place. New clients, invited investors, directors present. Helena presented first. She showed consistent growth. She demonstrated cost reductions without loss of quality. She explained expansion into new markets. He interrupted. "We need to keep our feet on the ground." He looked at the other directors. "Not everyone here understands the complexity at this level." The insinuation was clear. Helena didn't react. She continued. She answered difficult questions. She backed every argument with data. The CEO remained silent the entire time, watching every exchanged glance, every attempt to diminish, every gesture. At the end of the meeting, the investors praised the presentation. But internally, the atmosphere was tense. At 6 o'clock, an email was sent. Immediate summons to the CEO's office. Recipient, him. No agenda, no explanation. He walked in confident, believing they would discuss expansion. The room felt different. No coffee, no pleasantries. The CEO was direct. "Repeat what you said in the hallway." He tried to smile, said it was a joke, said they were in a relaxed environment, said he was talking about humility. The CEO opened the internal system. The audio had been recorded. Every word, every pause, every laugh. "You used a professional's background to try to undermine her authority. No one here is greater because of where they were born." He tried to justify himself, talked about pressure, about competitive culture, said perhaps Helena was being sensitive. The CEO didn't change his tone. Performance is measured in numbers. Character is measured in actions. A company grows when it respects stories, not when it tries to erase them. The decision was formal. immediate removal from management duties, an investigation opened for discriminatory conduct, review of all projects under his responsibility. No negotiation, no discussion. His system access was suspended before 7 that evening. In the following days, the removal became a quiet topic. No one spoke about it openly, but everyone knew. The sentence still echoed through the building. Maybe you should know your place. Now, stripped of intimidation, it sounded small. Helena didn't celebrate, didn't comment, didn't fuel the conversation. She kept working. Days later, the board met. Internal culture became the main agenda. The CEO spoke plainly. Performance without character is a risk. Helena was invited to say something. I don't want to be remembered for the humiliation I endured. I want no one else to have to go through that to be respected. My mother cleaned this building for years. She never sat at a table like this. But she helped build the place where we are sitting. Origin is not a limit. It's a starting point. The following week, new guidelines were implemented. Mandatory conduct training, reinforced internal policies, zero tolerance for devaluation based on social background. Months later, during a new presentation to investors, Helena sat at the main table. Not as a symbol, as strategic leadership. And in the same hallway where they tried to remind her where she came from, everyone realized how far she had gone. Because no one can diminish someone who knows their own worth, and those who try to use someone's past as a weapon end up revealing only their own weakness.